Good morning, friends. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you have a wonderful day and I hope you get to spend it with the ones that you love, or at least the ones you tolerate. Anyway, I worked last night till I got home about 9:30 p.m. So now I'm trying to catch up on the things that I'm taking to my mom's for Thanksgiving dinner. One of my contributions is green bean casserole, and we're going to make it old school. We're not going to make it from the can, which is fine. It's perfectly delicious, but I want to show you a different way to make it. Now, I'm sorry you haven't seen me all week. Brock has been sick with the flu. Mason is now sick, which means it's only a matter of time before I catch something. Mason just has a cold. So, good luck that I don't catch it. So anyway, that's why I haven't been here all week, because I've been working and taking care of sick boys. So let's get to the old school green bean casserole. So in my skillet here, I've got it, got to turn on the stove. We're going to do about a tablespoon of butter, and we're going to saute these mushrooms. Now this is 8 ounces of button mushrooms that I just chopped up super fine. And you could do onion, not do onion. I'm not going to do any onion today. So onion is a choice if you'd like to do it. So we're going to chop them up. I know it seems like a lot of mushrooms, but mushrooms cook down. So it won't seem that many once they start to cook down. That is the first step. Also, you're going to need green beans, of course. It wouldn't be green bean casserole without green beans. Now, you can make a choice between about a pound of fresh green beans, and you can cook those, blanch them. But I'm just going to go... I'm not going to use any canned mushroom soup, but I'm just going to use canned green beans. Okay, these are the French style. You could use frozen and steam those, or whatever kind of green beans you want. I've got 4 cans here. Okay, so we're going to get these mushrooms on, and we'll go to the next step. Next step is we're going to make the cream of mushroom portion of our recipe here. So you're going to need a 1.5 cups of heavy cream. There we go. And you're going to need a 1.5 cups of chicken broth. Just put it in the same measuring cup. So that totals 3 cups of liquid. And you're also going to need 1/4 cup of flour, because we're going to make kind of like a bechamel or a roux or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to bring you over to the stove and let's get started. As you can see, our mushrooms have sauteed and are cooked down. We want them soft. So we're going to add we've already added a tablespoon of butter. We're going to add about 2 more. There we go. Get that butter melted. Because we're going to make our roux. Just our thickener for our cream of mushroom soup. What's your favorite thing to eat on Thanksgiving? I would say probably mine is my mom's sweet potato casserole. Is one of my favorites. So what I asked her to do this year was everybody pick their favorites, and those are the dishes that we fixed, so that we don't have 8,000 dishes, because sometimes my mom likes to get a little carried away. So I guess that's where I get it from. You know, because you use corn and green beans and broccoli and cheese, and it just turns snowball into 8,000 dishes, which is nice, but it's a lot of work. And since I worked last night, I wasn't able to help her today or last night. So that's what we decided to do. We picked everybody's favorites, and that's what we're having. So we're going to put in our 1/4 cup of flour. Get that incorporated in. And we don't want our flour to brown, but we do want it to cook out. So we're going to give it about a couple minutes. Get it all stirred around there. We'll have to go let Jake out. I'll be right back. You want out or no? All right. I think we're good now. We're going to add in our liquid. There we go. So my contribution for dinner is the green bean casserole, deviled eggs. I'm taking a low-carb pumpkin fluff, and I'll tell you about that later. And I'm taking a small spiral cut ham also. So that's my contribution. We're going to give this a minute to thicken up, and then we'll move on to the next step. We're going to season our cream of mushroom soup. I've got some black pepper. I'm going to add just a pinch of salt because I'm going to taste it and add it later as needed. Heavy cream kind of has, to me, a salty taste. I'm going to add a little bit of garlic. Now listen, this is delicious just as a soup on its own if you like cream of mushroom soup. Add more mushrooms, add you some onions, some crusty bread, and you have an amazing soup just right here. So added our garlic powder. Now I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder. Tablespoon of each, your preference. And a little bit of paprika. Just a smidgen. There we go. Now we're going to let this come to a slow roll and boil. And then we'll get ready to assemble our green bean casserole. Now our soup has come to a nice gentle boil. I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. And I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of shredded Parmesan. Now, you can leave that out if you don't want to add it. It adds just a nice little touch to it. There we go. Get that all mixed around. I'll cut my heat down to low. We're going to start adding in the green beans, your drained green beans. Looks like I forgot the drain one. All right, there you go. 2 cans. Three. And 4. All right. Here we go. I'm going to gently, so I don't make a mess, get all of this incorporated with the cream of mushroom soup. Look at that, friends. That looks amazing. All right, I'm just going to give the green beans time to warm up with that soup. I'm going to try it, see if it needs any other seasonings. Always taste your food. Please taste your food. so delicious. Needs just a pinch more salt now that the green beans are in. That's why you hold off. Done. Give that a stir really quickly. I'm going to bring the heat back up, get those green beans heated through, and then we'll move on to the next step. Looking good, friends. So I transferred the green bean casserole to a throwaway pan. This is a 9x13 deep dish pan. Use whatever 9x13 you would like. Here's where the magic is. This is something my mom always did, and it's something that I do also. We have our French fried onions, because you know it's not green bean casserole without this. I guess technically you could saute your own onions and do that. So I have 2 bags. These are 6-ounce bags. 1 bag here. As you can see, I'm taking and I'm crunching it up because I'm going to mix it in side. Not only are we going to go on top, we're also going to go in with some of the crispy fried onions. That's why I don't add any onions. So you could do both. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to add. I'm just going to have to see. That is probably half the bag. Let me find my spoon here. Because you know, everybody wants that crunchy bit on top. Well, if you have some inside, everybody gets some crunchy bits. All right. That mixed up. Smells so good. I sent Maddie a picture. Maddie's my daughter, and she told me this was her Thanksgiving advice to me the other day. Mom, don't mess up the green bean casserole because it's my favorite. Anyway, I sent her a picture and I got her approval. She should be here for too long. All right, I'm going to add the rest of the bag. Has to be Maddie approved. Because we've got the 6-ounce bag of inside the casserole. There we go. Look at that, friends. Now, what I'll do is I will bake this without any on top, 375. We are leaving here at 1 o'clock, so I'm going to put this in about noon. 375. Get it baked, and then the last few minutes I will add the extra onions on top so they don't get too dark. Okay? All right. There you have it. I'm going to get out my pumpkin fluff just so I can give you a quick recipe on that. So I'll be right back. So here's the pumpkin fluff. It's 3 ingredients. You can't get any simpler than this. You can customize them. So I use sugar-free pudding, and I used sugar-free Cool Whip. So you can customize it. So this is totally keto, low-carb friendly. So what it is 1 can of pumpkin, real pumpkin. You don't want the pumpkin pie mix. You want real pumpkin, 1 can of pumpkin, 1 box of vanilla pudding of your choice. Like I said, I use sugar-free, and 1 8-ounce tub of Cool Whip. You can choose whatever one you want for that also. And you mix it all together. You add some pumpkin pie spice in, about a tablespoon. Add a little bit more on top. I suggest making it the night before because the longer it sets, the more incorporated it gets. It's delicious. If you wanted to, you could crumble up some vanilla wafers on top. It's just a quick and easy, low carb or full carb dessert that you can whip up and take with you. All right? So there you have it. Cover it back up, put it in the fridge. And once again, happy Thanksgiving. And I will show you our green bean casserole when it's ready to head to my mom's. Over the river, through the woods, grandmother's house we go. Once again, happy Thanksgiving, friends. I'm so sorry. I forgot to show you the finished product of the green bean casserole. But here is all that's left. It was a huge success, a big hit. Madison said it was the best I've ever made. So that is a win. Like I said, bake it 375 for 1 hour. The last 10 minutes, pull it out and put the extra crispy onions on top. Put it back in until they're brown, and you're good to go. I hope you enjoy it. I'm very thankful for each and every one of you that are part of my life. And I hope you had a fantastic day. Bye, friends.